Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everybody. Bienvenue. Welcome to the Symposium on Lifelong Learning and Living in the 21st Century. La communauté d'apprentissage continu de McGill, MCLL, est responsable pour l'organisation de ce jour axé sur le défi de la transformation. My name is Judith Sherman. Marianne Mongeau and I are honored to be your MCs for today. We are both members of MCLL and on the planning committee of this symposium. I thank our creative, tenacious, and steadfast committee members, Ruth Rigby, our chair, and Fiona Clark, chair of MCLL's 25th anniversary conference. Many others contributed to today's program and its funding, and their names are listed in the symposium booklet that is in your swag book. So let's have a look at it. My job is to sort of do an outline of today. So this is what I'm talking about. It's in that black bag that we have, Kindness of the McGill Library. And inside is what I'm calling the program booklet, okay? So if you look at the last page, the back cover, that's basically where I am. So we want to give a special thanks to our generous donors, especially from MCLL, our sponsors, supporters, and MCLL volunteers, the Zeller Family Foundation, and Paragraph Books. Paragraph is here today with copies of books, many of which we will be mentioning. So if you would like to make a purchase, there they are. Juliet and Tony Waite, Anna Millick, and Sally Cooper, who are our administrative coordinators at MCLL. April Colissimo from the McGill Library Services, and McGill Multimedia Services. You noticed a camera. We're delighted to have Jonathan Roy and his team from McGill Multimedia Services. They are live streaming the symposium. That means that people at home and in educational institutions are able to watch online. So welcome to all of you. We'd like to also thank Dean Judith Potter and her staff. Judith is the Dean of the School of Continuing Studies, of which MCLL is the sector dedicated to seniors. And our symposium committee members, Ruth Ellen Rigby, Astrid Thorvik, Susan Biggs, John Hobday, Marlene Chan, Jill Harrington, Jerry Barrer, Leslie Renier, Emily Churchill-Smith, Marianne Mongeau. The committee thank you. They're wearing badges like this, okay, with this red thing. That doesn't go with my outfit, but oh well. So if you have comments, suggestions, ideas, please talk to us. We want this to be the first event, and we want to have more events, and so we need to hear from you to keep it going. You'll also notice an artist at work at the back, and you see her at her brand new easel. I don't know what to call it, but whatever it is. Her brand new easel. Jennifer Cook is a graphic artist, and you'll meet Jennifer at the end of the day on the program. In the meantime, she'll be recording our events, but in another medium, in art, in other words. So, who here has not been at the faculty club before? All right. So I'll just tell you a bit about the bathrooms. Okay, I guess I don't need to tell you. All right. So there is when you come in, there is the cloakroom, and there is one woman's washroom there and a men's washroom. There is an elevator also close to the reception desk, and you can take the elevator, 2 people at a time, or the stairs to go up to the 2nd floor. There are more women's washrooms on the 2nd floor. There are also washrooms, 1 or 2, on the 3rd floor, and a couple of washrooms in the basement. So what we are suggesting is that you just go to the bathroom whenever you need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Actually, I am a very easygoing teacher, right? You don't have to put up your hand. You just go. And then, because we will not have a coffee break, we will also have, though, coffee, as you saw when you came in, outside, and the pastries will remain out there until 11. So just, like, act as if you're home and go and help yourself, okay? So I think that that is enough for those details. What else am I supposed to do? Oh, who here is currently a student at McGill? Okay. Yeah. Great. We hoped to have, we invited 20 students to participate today because our symposium is focusing on age-friendly, not old folks, but all ages working together to transform our University McGill into the best possible environment for living and learning. You are sharing a table with people of various ages and interests, and you can look forward to learning from each other as well as from our outstanding speakers. So let's just have a look at the program so you can see how we are going to progress through the day. So, nice picture of Christine O'Kelly, our keynote speaker. You already got to the faculty club, congratulations. And then the age-friendly principles, that's something you might want to look at in more detail later. Some of our speakers will be referring to page 3 with the age-friendly principles. But for the program, if you can see that we have started, okay? And then Christine will speak from 9:30 to 10:20, and she will accept questions at the end of her talk. And then we will have Bill Copps from 10:20 to 10:45, and then a panel led by Louise Plouffe from 10:45 to 12. Then we will break for lunch, and you can pick up your lunch in that same large room out there, and in the adjoining small wood-paneled room off that room. And then at around, no, not around, at 1 o'clock, we will have our luncheon speaker, Leslie Fellows. And then at 1:30, we will move to a different kind of session. It will be totally an interactive session where you will be directed by A and P, I'll call them, Andrew and Paul, on the topic that they will introduce to you. And then at 3:30, Christopher Buttle and Gérald Cadet from McGill will speak to you. And finally, at the end of the day, we'll have our wrap-up with Ruth Allen Rigby and Jennifer Cook. So that's basically how the day will unfold. I think that, so the whole idea is, unlike many conferences where you split up and you go to different sessions, we are not going to do that. We decided that we would be together for all activities so that we will have a common experience. And so you have no choices to make. So just enjoy. Next, and participate, and you know, get your brains all ready to be transformed. So next on the agenda are welcomes from representatives of members of our whole community. The first is Juliette Waite. Juliette is the past president of MCLL. She was the president when we began planning for this symposium, and without her support and effort, it would not have happened. So, Juliette.
Thank you, Judith. Bonjour tout le monde. As the immediate past president of MCLL, it really is an honor for me and a great pleasure to be welcoming you all here today to this very special event. MCLL, McGill Community for Lifelong Learning. We have been around for 28 years and started by 3 founders, one of them who's here, Fiona Clark. Can you be recognized? Thank you, Fiona. We form a community of members who are stimulated by lifelong learning. It is a peer learning format, and our members are taking part in study groups, in lectures, workshops, and outings, all for the joy of learning. So it is really a normal or next step forward for us to look into more intergenerational contacts with members of the university. We have been privileged and have benefited from being under the umbrella of the School of Continued Studies. So now I think it's even more wonderful if we can get even more involved with the students, because we will learn from them and they will learn from us, and eventually perhaps look into a more enhanced living environment for us seniors. I'd like to thank Ruth Allen Rigby and her wonderful team who have put this event on today and have organized it and worked so hard for it. Merci de votre participation. Soyez le très bienvenu ici et je vous souhaite une excellente journée, pleine de bonnes conversations et de nouvelles idées. Merci.
Well, Judith is a very difficult act to follow. I have come across the campus this morning because I walked over, and it was very early by my standards. And already there was a feeling of activity starting at McGill. The lights were on in the buildings, the bike racks are filling up, and I thought, what an engine for generating energy, for generating ideas. And I'm just personally, very emotional about it. I'm proud to be part of it, and I think we all are, and the larger community of Montreal. So I have a small housekeeping thing to mention. On your table, you'll see some stickers, stick-its, post-its, whatever they're called. As the day goes on, if you have a thought, you have an idea, you have a comment, jot it down. And later we will be able to put these all up, or as the day progresses, on a board. Can you help me here, Judith? Where is the board?
Right back there.
Thank you.
Black one, and it goes around.
Okay, so there's a blackboard at the back. Stick it on, and we'll have a look. You don't have to sign it, okay? So I add my welcome to Judith. It's wonderful to see so many people. We're in a wonderful place, as I said, at McGill. There's a very special history here, and I will just introduce some of that history. And this is a bit of a declaration and acknowledgement of the First Nations that McGill formally makes because we understand our connection. McGill University is located on land which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange among Indigenous people, including the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe nations. McGill honors, recognizes, and respects these nations as the traditional stewards of the lands and waters on which we meet today. I regret that we will have to mention that we had hoped to have First Nations elders who were going to help us with some ceremony to begin our meeting today. Unfortunately, they have a nephew who is in hospital, and it has turned rather dire. So they are at the hospital with him and can't make it this morning. So welcome again. And we are moving on to our next event.
Yes.
Here you go. Thank you.
Next, we are going to see a video that was prepared by the Right Honorable David Johnson. David became the 14th Principal and Vice Chancellor of McGill University in 1979, and he supported the founding of MCLL during the period up to 1990 when it was finally put together. As you know, David Johnson was the Governor General from 2010 to 2017, and here are his words to us.
I am delighted to extend warm greetings to all who have gathered for this symposium hosted by the McGill Community for Lifelong Learning. Je suis ravi de présenter mes cordiales salutations à tous ceux qui participent à ce colloque organisé par la communauté de l'apprentissage continu de McGill. It was my privilege to serve as Principal and Vice Chancellor of McGill when this community was founded 27 years ago. I still have so many great memories of my encounters with students, friends, and supporters of this initiative, and I'm so very pleased to know the good work continues. Your aim at this symposium is to address lifelong learning and quality of life in the digital age, and to act as a catalyst in beginning a Canadian conversation on some very important themes. And I'm particularly impressed by your three broad goals for this gathering. First, to understand how to build age-friendly universities and cities. Second, to know how cutting-edge brain research can improve our learning throughout our lifespan. And third, to explore innovative pedagogy for lifelong learning. These are highly relevant subjects given demographic trends in Canada and the importance of learning in a knowledge society. We know that reshaping education for the future will require a reimagining of our learning communities. Doing so requires leadership that continually seeks to improve the inclusiveness and the effectiveness of our universities, colleges, and other learning institutions. And so I thank all of you for being among the leaders in this important field of study. Your dedication to innovation and learning will surely stimulate new insights and developments here at McGill, across Canada, and beyond. As McGill approaches its 200th anniversary with a range of priorities, including health, sustainability, and innovation, may this symposium mark the beginning of a much-needed discussion on lifelong learning among all Canadians. Comme toujours, nous devons constamment apprendre et innover pour édifier un pays meilleur. Je vous souhaite un colloque stimulant et productif. Always we must learn and we must innovate to build a better country. I wish you a stimulating and productive symposium.